What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and this is stage 99 with Transcended Human Torch. I went ahead and decided to pull the trigger on this guy because I think he's going to be the standout of the Fantastic Four, especially because he was the only one that got accumulation on his Awaken skill. And guys, seriously, when you see this build afterwards, you're going to think to yourself, holy crap. Human Torch is insanely strong. Very powerful character. In fact, I'm just as impressed with Human Torch as I was with Iron Man. I am actually quite blown away by this guy's damage. Notice I'm hitting the 3, and then I'll go ahead and hit the Awaken skill, and then I'll hit the 4. Now, the reason for that is, on his 3rd skill, he has a 100% increase to his energy attack. You get that immediately when you hit the 3rd skill. Then you hit the Awaken skill. You can actually cancel the Awaken skill, get all the buffs from it, get the accumulation, and then go into the 4th skill. The reason you want to go into the 4th skill is because it has an increased damage by 100% for one attack. And the only way that proc will activate is if you land a hit. So if you end your skills on the 4th skill and you land your proc on your 4th skill, you'll get that 100% increased damage on the 4th skill on top of the damage proc from your obelisk. And here's the beautiful part. Some of you might have noticed that he has paralysis on the 4th skill. So every time we hit that 4th skill, Ebony can't go anywhere. The skill that you're landing your proc on is the skill that has your CC, which is awesome, my friends. He can't go anywhere. Look at that, he's just sitting there. And then immediately afterwards, I used the 5th skill. Now, they did do some changes for Human Torch. His uniform effect now, compared to the Future Foundation uniform, is he gained an extra 25% fire damage from this uniform. Now, they did take away his fire damage from his leadership, but let's be honest, most of us never used his leadership anyways. 25% increase of fire damage really isn't that great. But what they did was they changed it to 50% fire resist. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, that's not very good, Forgo. That's not, actually, it is pretty good. If you're facing Mephisto, having that leadership, just like Ghost Rider, is massive, my friends. You're going to take a lot less damage, and you're going to be able to face tank Mephisto a whole lot easier. Now, for those of us that play Knull all the time, that's not a big deal, but it's still pretty freaking cool. So he actually could be a very good lead for Mephisto on top of that. And bye-bye. I mean, guys, he just melts bars. I've actually done this in 2 minutes, stage 99, no problem. Now let's go into a run which may surprise you even more. Now watch this, my friends. This is mind-boggling. This is stage 9. And we're using Mr. Fantastic's leadership, that 65% increase to Fantastic Four allies. And of course, Valkyrie. Now, Human Torch only has Ignore Dodge on his Awaken skill. He actually has 70% Ignore Dodge on his Awaken skill. But other than that, he has no Ignore Dodge. So having a couple Ignore Dodge strikers, like I have Kate Bishop and Agent 13 there, and then I got Valkyrie for the 30% extra Ignore Dodge. It's giving us enough Ignore Dodge when we run through our regular skills to make sure that Knull isn't dodging our attacks. And look at the damage this guy's putting out. Watch what happens when I hit that Awaken skill. I'll hit the 3 to get that attack buff, the energy attack buff, then the Awaken skill, then the 4. I mean, it's so, look at that. It's so amazing, the power of this guy. Originally, I had a different rotation, but then I started playing around and tinkering with him. And actually, this rotation actually saved me about 30 to 45 seconds off my time against Knull, which is, that's a pretty big improvement. So this rotation definitely seemed to work out a lot better. Originally, I was hitting the Awaken, the 3, the Awaken skill, or I'm sorry, the Awaken skill, and then the 3, and that still does tremendous damage. But you'll find this is going to work out pretty well for you, especially if you don't have super armor. Now, when you hit the Awaken skill, he does have invincibility for 8 seconds, so you will have super armor during that. So a lot of times when you hit the Awaken skill and then the 3, cancel on 3, that's not too bad. But you really kind of want that 100% attack proc from the 4th skill, along with all the buffs from the Awaken skill, the energy attack from the 3rd skill, all at once. And the damage is just mind-boggling. And I'm telling you guys, when you see this build, you're going to be surprised. You're going to think, oh my God, this guy's crazy. Believe me, I can make this guy a whole lot stronger. Now, what I'm trying to do is I always hit the 5th skill whenever the cooldown's still going on the damage proc. So when I get down to 3 seconds, 2 seconds on the damage proc, I'll go ahead and hit the 5th skill because a lot of times that residual damage from the fifth skill will trigger the proc early. So if you hit the fifth skill early, sometimes you can actually get the fifth skill involved with the other skills. Now, you could hit the fifth skill and try to go into your other skills, but I mean, a lot of times it will trigger the proc. And you guys know that I like to keep the procs where they belong. And if you notice in this run, I'm pretty much keeping it on the fourth skill. And we're pretty much going to do all of our damage, for the most part, with Human Torch. There will be a moment in this fight I will use Valkyrie, but seriously, guys, he can do it on his own. And again, I have 6% Pierce on my cards. I have about 100% energy attack, to be fair, right? You know, I do have decent cards, but not over-the-top ridiculousness. Well, maybe ridiculousness to some of you out there. But still, I think, you know, pretty feasible for most players. Even if you have 2% Pierce, I think even if you have no Pierce, this guy's going to get a clear for you against Knull. Seriously, he is freaking strong. He is strong. And if you're not using Ben Grimm, in all honesty, proccing on that 4 skill is going to be a good idea, because it actually is an iframe, right? You know, you don't have to worry about getting guard broken during that iframe. Now, there is moments in the fight where whenever you're facing Knull, that he can catch you early whenever you're doing that 4 skill, and he can interrupt you. But, I mean, if you got Ben on the team, then you can definitely have that super armor at all times, because Ben's passive for Fantastic Four allies gives you super armor. And that might be a good reason to awaken Ben on top of the 40% increase of all attack. So he'd be a really great support. And those of you that already have Mr. Fantastic, you could actually, you know, put him on the team. You could actually have Mr. Fantastic and Ben Grimm on the team. I mean, if you don't already have Mr. Fantastic, there's always other leaderships you can use, like Cyclops, Captain Marvel. I mean, there's other, as long as you use an energy attack leadership, you're good to go. You could even use Doctor Strange as a 30% ignore dodge on his leadership. But man, Human Torch is just, oh, he's so freaking strong, guys. Seriously, watch this guy. Murder, my friends, murder. Murder. And sometimes you will miss the proc, but not too often. He's actually pretty easy to play with the proc, in all honesty. Now, I don't have any invincibility, so if I attack now with Human Torch, I would just get guard broken left and right. So we're just going to go ahead and use Valkyrie, do a little damage here, right? Just go ahead and get a little damage in there, and then we'll finish off with Human Torch. And this is what I meant, you know, if I'd had the invincibility, I would have just went ahead and used Human Torch. So we're going to go back over here, and then we're going to hit our 3, Awaken Skill, 4, and proc came way late, but look at all that damage at the end. Look at all that burst damage. And we're going to hit our 3, 4, and boom, shakalaka. Look at that, guys. By the way, with this team, I've actually cleared this with about 45 seconds to a minute left. So that wasn't even the best run. So he definitely can go further. And if you notice, I'm also using Mephisto that gives 18% increase to fire damage, which is insane, my friends. And now comes the fun part where you guys get to actually see this build that I was doing those runs with. So I have 33,410 energy attack. I got max attack speed, 64 crit rate. I got 157 critical damage, which is insanely low. We have max ignore defense and max skill cooldown, and we have max dodge, which is awesome. So he has that amazing 30% recovery on his 5th skill, which is no different from the Future Foundation uniform, but he also has all this dodge. It's just crazy, right? And then as far as his Urus, I do have 5-star energy attack Urus, no Odin's blessings. I can definitely make this guy a whole lot stronger. A whole lot stronger, my friends. And this is where it gets really fun. Now, most of these changes aren't really that significant, in all honesty. I mean, you got paralysis here. But the 3rd skill was a massive change. They actually changed this. This originally had all defense down. And what they did was they actually gave him a 100% increase of energy attack. That carries on for 6 seconds. You can literally cancel this skill and get a 100% increase of energy attack on top of having the immunity. That is nuts. And then the 4th skill has that 3 seconds of paralysis, the skill that you want to land your damage proc on, the skill that has an extra increased damage by 100% for 1 attack. This skill was completely reworked from the Future Foundation uniform. And then the 5th skill, they actually did take away, there was 25% attack on the Future Foundation uniform, and they took that away. But seriously, guys, because they put that 100% increase of energy attack on here, because they put the proc on this skill here, and honestly, the CC for regular world boss is insane. And then you really, honestly, losing that 25% attack really didn't matter because he's just so much stronger, even just in this uniform, that it's not even funny. And you see, we still have that amazing heal. And again, and here they added the crit rate by 15%, so it's going to be a little bit easier to level him up. Honestly, a fire damage with critical damage or double fire damage obelisk would be really good for him. And obviously a CTP of judgment, which I do want to put on him. And I actually think that this leadership is actually very good because of Mephisto. Human Torch is insane, and this is where it gets really good. Check this out. Stage 6 Power Band Recall set, guys. This isn't even fully awakened. I could add extra stats. I could get an extra 20% attack from the proc from the ISO 8 set that I'm not getting. Currently, we're going to get 20% extra attack. You actually get 40 when you fully awaken this set. And here's the really fun part. Look at this. Fire damage, 180% proc. 180% proc, single fire damage, guys. That, my friends, is nuts. Low critical damage. Not the best proc, a decent proc, but completely free to play friendly. And look at this. Normal ranked uniform. That's right. Normal ranked uniform. He has a long way to go. And it's definitely way stronger than this uniform. I can tell you that already. If you guys want to see a comparison, I can show that to you. But I'm telling you, this thing is way stronger. And in all honesty, guys, he really is an amazing awakened character. And really, if you do have Ben Grimm on that team, it's just going to make him even better because he's going to have that native super armor. But he doesn't need it, as you just saw. He really doesn't. He definitely doesn't need it for regular world boss because he has paralysis. The only time you might need it is if you're facing Thanos in his last 2 phases. But even then, I still don't think you need it. You saw how he performed against Knull. He does amazingly. This guy is freaking awesome. I'm so happy with Human Torch's rework or uniform. I'm so happy with what they've done for him. And honestly, I really wish they would have gave the other 2 Fantastic Four, Sue Storm and Ben Grimm, this damage accumulation. This is insane, my friends. This is what they should have done for those other 2 characters. But unfortunately, they didn't, which sucks. But Human Torch definitely got the love. So let me know how y'all feeling about Human Torch destroying Knull, which is crazy to say. And I stream on Twitch at Reset, Sunday through Thursday. The link will be in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one.